want to welcome you tonight to Downtown Springfield Incorporated's annual awards dinner. As you know, our theme tonight is Back in Black, Tie Optional. How about giving it up for the tie optional part there one time? That would, yeah, I see some of you clearly were not aware of the theme, but that's okay. Although it was optional, you chose that option. That's good. Tonight we're going to honor some outstanding downtown people, places, and projects that inspired all of us in 2015. My name is Steve Thomas. I'm proud to be your MC again this year. Tonight, we're going to hear from a new mayor. We're going to hear from a new executive director. We're going to hear from a new president. And if you didn't know this already, you know it now. This is actually a sold-out event tonight. That's awesome. So thank you for being here tonight. It's a lot of new stuff going on. Who was here last year? Raise your hand real high if you're here last year. All right, yeah. So we see some new faces in the crowd. And some of you were here last year and still see some new faces in the crowd. It's amazing what a little Botox will do. So we're glad you're here. We're going to have a great time. We got a lot of awards to give away tonight. To give tonight's invocation, we're pleased to welcome Pastor Josh Sabo from Central Baptist Church from right here in downtown. Josh? It doesn't sound like it's on, but trust me, it's on.
Thank you. Would you join me in reflecting as we begin this celebration tonight? God, we come to you tonight in the spirit of gratitude. As we look around our city, we recognize that challenges exist, but even more than that, we recognize that there's a community of people working, creating, investing their talents in making this city a more beautiful place each and every single day. Tonight, we give thanks for the gift of community. We give thanks for the beauty we see when we love our neighbors as ourselves. As we enjoy this meal and this celebration, we pray that we would be inspired to contribute, to play our role, and that we would be made aware of all that we have to be grateful for. Amen.
Thank you. We're going to start this evening with a very special presentation, but first a little quiz. I'm going to give you the answer, see if you know the question. Julia's Kitchen, Sugar Jar Bakery, and Victoria Ringer. What three sweet things left downtown this year? Oh, I know. Go ahead, you can clap, it's okay. We're going to kick it off tonight by a celebration by saying thanks for the memories to Victoria Ringer, who served as DSI's executive director for more than 11 years. Yes. And on a personal note, I want to thank her because she took me as a young, unpopular no-name to an old, unpopular no-name. Thank you for that. And I am grateful to her for the opportunity. This is fun. This is a fun event to do. So we went to some of the friends that know her better than we know her, and we put together some little something to say. Victoria, thank you for everything you've done. So please watch your screens.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul O'Shea. I'm pleased to be a part of this offering of a tribute to our retiring outgoing Executive Director of DSI, Victoria Ringer.
Another annual dinner, can you believe it? 12 months ago, we were in the same room. Any bets on when this thing's going to end tonight?
Time restraints will not allow me to elaborate on all of these great qualities and successes that she has brought to the benefit of DSI, downtown, Springfield as a whole.
When's that food getting out here? Oh, I mean dessert. I want to eat dessert first.
With the way she has advanced the DSI annual banquet, bringing it in as a premier event.
We were working on the annual dinner one year, and we were trying to fill a corporate table. So I called Lincoln Square, and I said, you're a couple seats shy of your full table. You might want to invite the maintenance man that works for you, because someone here in our office thinks he's cute. Victoria comes running around the corner from her office telling me, I can't believe you just said that. So the rest is history. Victoria and he have been married, what, 5, 6 years now?
Well, you have to have a lot of fun, you know, while you're doing a lot of business too.
Okay, I'd like to title this segment Grace Under Fire, AKA also known as Event Mishaps 101.
We had Boom Boom one year that set off his fireworks, and I thought that was a great idea. I was down in front of Dell's and I heard the explosion, and I watched this Mylar ribbon float across and down 6th Street and land on top of a transformer, and the whole block went out.
Okay, please make a note also, do not shoot Mylar streamers anywhere near transformers. And that's why we call Carl Steinmacher Boom Boom.
So we got to come up with another plan. Victoria, we need a plan for that.
You never mess with Mother Nature, because she will come back and get you. How about the time it was 109 degrees at the Taste of Downtown? We marketed it as the hottest event in town.
After the festivals, we went to Victoria's mom's house, to Arlene's pool, and we spent the rest of the afternoon hugging blocks of ice.
The best part about selling ice at some of those heated outdoor summer festivals that DSI is so famous for was my ability about the second year to learn to get away from the heat by just basically hiding in the ice truck.
I want to thank you for helping me get like the parklet down in front of Malner's restaurant, because I think it was a good thing for downtown. But at the same time, you didn't tell me how many people were going to bitch and complain that there was no parking spaces in front of the restaurant, and that downtown was losing 2 parking spaces.
I want to talk a little bit about Victoria because, after all, she is the mayor of downtown.
Never again will I do anything to remove parking spaces downtown.
Well, as Victoria knows, in this crazy business, you have to wear a lot of hats. We've worn witch hats, we've worn party hats, Lincoln hats, plus we've worn pig noses, bacon costumes, and of course, decorated bras.
And anytime you can get the 70 and 80-year-olds racing downtown to buy veggies on a Saturday morning, doesn't get any better than that.
Her becoming the executive director meant that all of us were going to become volunteers.
Well, you have to have a lot of fun.
Victoria and I were working at the Holiday Walk. We were just getting ready to light the tree. A couple hundred people have gathered. Literally 2 minutes till countdown, and she comes in and she has this odd but yet strangely calm look on her face, and she says, the tree just fell down. So we all went outside and we celebrated the lighting of the tree anyway. And we also were told later it was a brilliant marketing plan, because people are still talking about the year the tree fell down, and we got more media coverage that year than ever before.
We always seemed to be in a parade mode, in a party planning mode, and with her confetti gun, ready to shoot it off at any given time.
Do not shoot Mylar streamers anywhere near transformers.
Victoria, we need a plan for that.
Obviously, everyone knows there's not enough parking downtown. There's not enough signage to get to the garages downtown. There's not enough people who valet park for people downtown. Oh, and speaking of valet parking, maybe that could be your next job. For all people coming downtown, you could have a valet parking stand so that you can valet park their car, and then they can't bitch about no parking downtown.
Victoria, we need a plan for that.
Have fun, enjoy your life, and just be proud of what you do. So thank you, Victoria, for all the fun and all the years we worked together, and best wishes to you in whatever you do.
Thank you for the successes that you brought to us, and God bless you as you move forward in all your future endeavors. Thanks again.
Thank you very much for all the opportunities you've given me and all of our friends. Look forward to you and your next adventure. Well, I'm not sure I look too forward to it.
I want to talk about Arlene, our beloved Arlene. She would bring her friends down to our events, and we called them Arlene's Army. Arlene, here's to you. And Doug, you are the foot soldier in Victoria's Army. You're the one that makes it all work. And your craftsmanship and your ingenuity is what makes her thrive. So Victoria, thank you. We are better than when you got here. And cheers to you in the future. By the way, where's that? I'm almost out. Waiter!
Thanks for the memory of sentimental verse, nothing in my purse, and chuckles when the preacher said, for better or for worse.
Let's give it up for DSI Board President Karen Kahn.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Good evening. We have a great crowd here tonight. To start, I'd like to ask Victoria if she would please join me on stage. I have a little something for you from all of us.
It was good until Steve started.
Victoria, my dear friend, I get the honor tonight of presenting you with your own key. As DSI's executive director for over 11 years, you know this key very well. This key is coveted by most people that have used it. It represents freedom, relief, and comfort. It isn't until you've noticed it missing that you realize the day is probably taking a turn towards the worst. This key deserves that kind of notoriety. It has a commanding presence because you real quickly realize not to leave it behind when you're done. Many of you know this key. Many of you have looked high and you've looked low for this key. And many of you have cherished this key, like I have on several occasions. This key has made some cry and have made others jump for joy. This key meant everything in life when you needed it. There's some people that know what I'm talking about. But for those who do not know about this key, I'll clue you in. It gives you way to the passage of happiness. Victoria, as a gift to say thank you, we'd like to present you with your own executive key to DSI's securely locked bathroom. Key, please. See? When you really needed it the most, it was never there. Jane, do you have it? This is proof, by the way, that you're always welcomed at DSI.
Thank you. Always have a seat at the table. Oh my God.
This is a very important key, everyone.
For anybody who's been to a downtown festival or the St. Patrick's Day parade, you don't even realize how valuable this is. When Lisa came in and I handed her some, she goes, new keys. I go, no, they're new because I'm keeping mine. I said, parades, festivals. I said, if I need a table or a lawn chair. Megan still has her keys too, I can tell you 8 years later. I want to thank everyone. This became, and I was okay till Steve started talking. Actually, Steve and I went to high school together, so he's like my brother. And I've seen him every day of my tenure at DSI, so to have him and Paul and Mike and Megan to say some wonderful things was great. And of course, Michael Higgins and his humor. This became so much more than a job. As was mentioned, it became my social life, my what I did every day and in my future, because my husband, sorry, I wasn't going to do this, but he was volunteering for DSI, and I met him that way. And the people at that table, it's going to be all professional. The people at that table, they were here from day one. I remember the first Blues and Barbecue, I started on August 21st, and the event was 2 days later. And we were hauling garbage at 2 a.m. and putting it in city trucks. And my friends were like, what kind of job did you get? And I'm like, I don't know, but I don't know. It's a lot of work, and Megan can contest it. And we did a lot of things ourselves, and still do, and Ann as well. Because it's two people. But the big part is everyone in this room. Without the officers and the board of trustees and the council chairs and the board of directors and the volunteers, it wouldn't exist. Two people cannot do what this organization does, and those people volunteer several hours a month. And Ann and I were inspired by it every day, and we're like, if all these people are showing up for these meetings every day and these councils and these projects and they're doing it on their lunch hours and volunteering, this has to mean something, and we knew that. So our mission was to make sure DSI had a seat at the table, a voice in our community, and I think we did that, and I mean we by all of us, but that we were just kind of the voice and the faces that people knew. But I think we have a seat at the table. I think this organization, people want to know what they think, and that's important, and that was kind of our main goal. But like I said, it couldn't have been done without it, but it was time for new, fresh ideas. It's a very hard job. Lisa is handpicked, I have to tell you, because she is going to be the best. So please support her. Please support downtown businesses. Now you know how important it is. We've lost so many, and it's important. So I know how important downtown is. You do. Just let everybody know and tell them to support local business. Thanks so much.
Many thanks, Victoria. I told you this key can make people cry. Tonight marks more than one transition, because in a few minutes I'm going to hand over the gavel of DSI's presidency. But first, I'd like to start tonight by acknowledging those elected officials who are supporting downtown by joining us. If you would please stand to be recognized. Really, come on, please join in. I would also like to recognize the other dedicated downtown advocates who have worked alongside me the last 2 years. Would members of the Executive Board, the Board of Directors, the Board of Trustees please stand to be recognized? And I would be remiss if I did not recognize the annual dinner committee that has worked tirelessly to make tonight an experience for all of us to enjoy. So would you please stand to be recognized? I would like to thank everybody for your support for downtown. As many of you know, downtown has experienced its share of challenges during the 2 years of my presidency. In the last several months, it has brought about some significant changes to DSI. It was delivered right to our doorstep. From time to time, I had to remind myself there's nothing more constant in life than change. However, it is how we as an organization and as a community identify, understand, anticipate, and prepare for those changes that's going to allow us the ability to see our opportunities moving forward. 2015 had a long list of changes. Some of those were parts of downtown were redirected from Ward 6 to Ward 2. A new administration took office. New aldermen were elected to represent downtown. New businesses opened, and yes, some closed. DSI's executive director retired, and our events and promotion director took her dream job in sunny Florida. All of this could have been perceived as a threat to our comfort zone, the status quo of our organization. But instead, the Executive Board, the Board of Directors, the Board of Trustees, and all councils embraced these changes as potential for new opportunities. Together, we worked hard to get out ahead of the negative reactions and focus on the positives and how we could benefit from these changes. I will tell you, it wasn't always easy, and it didn't come without debate. But we rose up to meet those challenges face to face. We took the unknown to known by learning the risk, issues, and concerns at hand, and we identified obstacles. Today, we continue to explore ways to adapt and implement a long-term strategic plan for continued growth of downtown and DSI. We made the concerted efforts to be proactive and optimistic, and yet at the same time being perceptive and judicious as we work through the internal staffing changes, financial challenges, and misperceptions about downtown's economic health. I have good reason to be optimistic about the downtown's future. Our current work and our past work provides us a strong, solid foundation to which we can continue to build and achieve a vibrant, safe, and attractive downtown. So embracing change, because I believe change means growth and opportunity. I'm excited, and I admit I'm ready to officially pass the gavel to a man that I have grown to know as a passionate downtown advocate, a man that I know that can meet any challenge thrown his way, and a man that I know will bring everybody to the table to collaborate for an energetic and vibrant downtown. So if you would, please help me in welcoming Downtown Springfield Inc.'s new 2016 and 17 Board President, Tony Camario, from Hanson Professional Services. Tony, would you like to say a few words?
I would.
Thank you.
But don't go too far away. First of all, I second all of the thank yous that Karen made earlier. That's a familiar role for me as Vice President. But in all seriousness, I do want to take a moment to recognize the outgoing President, Karen Kahn. She really is one of the hardest working and passionate champions for downtown that you could ever imagine. I challenge you to identify a person who is as committed to urban revitalization and historic preservation as Karen Kahn. Her presence on the board has led this group through some of the toughest hours. Karen told the board that DSI will not falter under her watch, and she kept her word. Karen is resilient, and her leadership skills never wavered during her tenure as president. Speaking for the executive committee, for the Board of Trustees, and the Board of Directors, thank you, Karen, for your leadership and your service to DSI, to our downtown neighborhood, and to Springfield as a whole. And as a small token of appreciation, we would like to present you with this gift to recognize your service, which I have conveniently stashed under this. Now, Karen Kahn's leadership will continue in her new role as past president, and I, for one, could not be more appreciative. I look forward to continuing to work with Karen and also Sean Marnick, who will be serving as vice president of the board of directors. Most of you know Sean from the Prairie Capital Convention Center, where he is director of business partnerships. He brings a new level of drive and excitement to the board. Sean has and will continue to push DSI into new directions, and we all look forward to working with him. Sean, could you stand up, please? Now, I am beyond excited to start my term as DSI's president for 2016 and 17. DSI is going through a revolution, and these are exciting times, and quite frankly, the excitement is contagious. I don't know if you guys could feel it, but this room is absolute proof of that. In the recent history, DSI has never sold out this room for this dinner event. Never. So obviously a huge kudos to the dinner committee for such a wonderful job. Can we give another round of applause for them, wherever they are? I have to take this sellout as a sign that our membership and supporters not only approve of our new executive director, but also in the vision that she brings to this organization. Now, as many of you know, again, I have served as vice president of the board for the last 2 years and chairman of the Image and Design Council for the last 3. So I've been involved in a lot of initiatives and committees, including the search for Victoria's replacement. Now, I can tell you that I personally could not have been more thrilled at the prospect of having Lisa Clemens-Stott serve as our new executive director. She is really a luminary in the field of community development, marketing, and public relations. To be blunt, Lisa is a rock star and a true believer in the magic that is the heart and soul of Springfield. I believe that I can speak for the board when I say that we could not be more charged to have her leading this organization, and I know firsthand that Lisa is pumped. In fact, I recall her letter of interest to DSI. It was before the job announcement was even sent out, honestly. It said that she was excited enough that she was compelled to sing So ever since then, I've just had visions of Julie Andrews and The Hills Are Alive. So now, Lisa, now is your time to sing. And without further delay, members, supporters, and volunteers, I give you DSI's new rock star executive director, Lisa Clemenstadt.
I think I said I wanted to sing it from the rooftops, not just sing, but can we give Tony another round, because he's going to be our president. He's going to be great. I'm not sure you really realized what you were getting into when you came tonight. I mean, I think you kind of realized. You thought we'd be talking a little bit. You knew we were going to do awards. I'm not sure you realized that this is a call to action. There are 500 people in this room tonight, representatives from banking, from the medical field, from real estate, marketing, sales, our largest downtown employers, our city government. The ideas, the creativity, and just as important, the ability to execute are all right here. A good friend of mine and I often sign our texts, this is so geeky, we created a hashtag. The hashtag is GSD, because we're tired of talking about stuff. We want to get done. That's geeky, I know. You might be getting some texts from me like that. I do not mean to say that I only believe that the good ideas are local. I'm all for choosing benchmark cities. I've got a couple in mind. And some of the best solutions are stolen ones. And I don't think anybody who does urban revitalization would begrudge us that. But I do have to say that as a community, we've accepted the state of our downtown for too long. We have pockets of progress. We have moments of success. We have periods where we can take a breather. But is it enough? Of course not. We can see that. It's visible. We walk down the street and we know. So what I'm asking tonight is that each of you think about how you can contribute your time and your talents to what I consider a cause. I'm no Pollyanna. I may sound like it sometimes when I'm doing media. But I know that revitalization is a long, arduous process. Even the last month, when I have been in this office, Victoria, doing two people's jobs, I have been very tired. Ask my husband. It's tiring. But we can harness the talents in this room. The more we focus, the more we can accelerate what is rightfully ours. What are some of the ways that we will be looking at doing that? In 2016, I'm talking this year, let's get some GSD happening in 2016. Instead of curb-to-curb events, we're looking at curb-to-business events. We're looking at working with the city to prioritize blocks and get that block done, move to the next block. We call it better blocks. That means we need to make sure we have ordinances that help historic properties. It's not the same to build downtown as it is anywhere else, and our ordinances look like West Side ordinances. We need incentives tied to that. It's expensive. We need to find the tenants that will add to the mix of what we have and that will make us stronger. We want to make the holiday walk, we want to make Christmas 2016, the place to be will be downtown for the whole county. We can do that. The fact is that most of you in this room actually have more practical knowledge than I do about how to do this. So consider tonight your invitation. If you've stayed on the sidelines until now, we need you. Get in the game. Downtown is the heart of our community, and no matter where you go home to tonight, it represents the health of a beautiful county. So we need you, and I'm kind of hoping that when you lay your head on your pillow tonight, you'll be thinking about how you can be a part of it, and we certainly will be telling you more about what our ideas are in the coming months. Thank you so much for being here.
GSD. I don't know why she felt uncomfortable saying the word stuff. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, but maybe that's a bad word where she comes from. I don't know. I've been a David Letterman fan for a number of years. Any David Letterman fans here? All right, good, good. You know, if you paid any attention at all, that Dave retired in 2015. So tonight, in honor of Dave, because I am a David Letterman fan, we have put together a top 10 list for you tonight. These are the top 10 perks of being executive director of DSI. Top 10 perks of being director of DSI. Lisa, are you ready? Number 10, free coffee with fill-up at participating Circle Ks. That's not a bad one right there. We can stop right there and you're going like, this is a great gig, right? Number 9, fewer hassles when applying for a conceal and carry. Number 8, power title creates diversion when shoplifting. Number 7, you get to figure out all by yourself what to do with the YWCA. That's awesome. Number 6, now you have the freedom to replace the dweeb hosting the DSI dinner. Wait, what? I don't know where that came from. Number 5, less time at the grocery store because you can now use the executive director checkout aisle. Number 4, park anywhere you want downtown with no penalty. Actually, that's not true. Nobody can do that. Number 3, you get assigned 5 panhandlers to place wherever you want to. Number 2, the counter boy at Moxo tosses in a few extra ketchup packets. And the number 1 perk of being executive director of DSI, unlimited budget to spend at HCI Alternatives. There you go. All right, give it up for Lisa Stott Clemens. To introduce our next guest tonight, we recruited some people that know him way better than we know him, so please watch your screens if you would, please.
This is a man who slid down the stairs at Wrigley Field on a rainy day, and he got a huge bruise on his backside down his leg. My question was, how did he keep from cussing? Because it was a church trip. When I asked him that, he just said, "Sweet Jesus, Mary and Joseph."
This is the man who coined the phrase, "Is that a wall in your pocket?" No, it's a hematoma.
This is the man who, whenever he calls, says, "Jane Elizabeth."
One time when Jim was in high school, the teacher was one that my husband had. Well, my husband, he walked in and he sat down and she said, "Well, he's not the student that his dad is and he will never be." When I came home, he said, "Well, what did they say?" And I said, "I don't think you want to hear."
This is the man who keeps me at work till the last minute, so I'm late shooting this video.
What? No, he's never been to a Cardinal Caravan. When we were growing up, we nicknamed him Bam Bam, but his friends used to call him LeBeau from Hogan's Heroes.
This is the man who got me my first drink, although he didn't know I was drinking out of his beer can collection at the age of 5.
This is the man who brings a great energy to the office, and we're really fortunate to have him elected as our Sangamon County Recorder.
Wait, that's Josh. You're talking about Josh.
Who are we talking about?
Jim.
Oh.
Jimmy is a big Bears fan. Go Bears. Well, maybe next year. My dad always said, "Jimmy just thinks life is so funny." Life is not that funny. Life is serious. Thanks, Jimmy, for making us laugh. This is the man who wore tights. Well, only for a short time. Oh, and it was for the Madrigal dinner.
This is a man who has a really incredible singing voice and is a great entertainer, and I'm really excited that he's out in New York, you know, doing what he loves.
Oh, no, that's Jacob. That's your brother, Jacob.
Who are we talking about?
Jim. Mayor.
I got nothing. Sorry.
Jimmy is a man who loves to sing. When we were younger, the sisters used to sing as the entertainment in my dad's fundraisers. He sang a few times with us at the fundraisers, which was a lot of fun. I do have a videotape of Josh and Jimmy doing a duet of Benny and the Jets. So, do you want to see it? Let me go get it.
Jimmy Langfelder, this is a great man. We think he is swell. As mayor of Springfield, he does very well. He's the best. He stands head and shoulders above all the rest. Attaboy, Jimmy, and happy 2016.
Here's a man with a lot of brothers and sisters. Give it up for your mayor and mine, Jim Langfelder.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round.
Wow!
And they gazed in wide wonder.
Well, Barry wanted me to sing, so actually they wanted me to sing Back in Black. Anybody try to sing that? It's impossible. All I can say is, Back in Black! That's all you get. But what's interesting is listening to all the speakers that come up and speak, and what I got a kick out of Lisa Clement-Stott, she said, the best ideas are stolen, just like DSI stole Lisa Clement-Stott as my planning coordinator, so we appreciate that. I won't hold any hard feelings to that. But some good news to the city council members. We do have a new parking czar. It's Michael Higgins. And what the council will like is it doesn't pay anything. I didn't put it in the budget, but I'm sure he'll take that up. But really, on a serious note, I'd like to introduce the city council members that are here. I believe I caught them all, but if not, if you'd stand afterwards. One is City Treasurer Misty Busher. Appreciate you coming out. As well as Alderman Senior, Alderman Donlin, Alderman McMiniman, Alderman Proctor, and my Mayor Pro Tem, of course, Alderman Turner. And did I miss anybody? Well, that's good. I just turned 56, so that's good. I remembered everybody. The one person I should never forget, and I have from occasion, is my wife, Billy. We've been married 26 years, so I thank her for coming out. And actually, this is her first DSI dinner, and that's because she does a lot of the housekeeping, and she works full-time, and she really takes care of the family. And that goes to any elected official. It's they make us look good as our family, and that's what you saw in the video, and that's what life is all about, is family. So for the past 15 years, I've been involved with Downtown Springfield Inc. During that time, I have attended my share of annual dinners. There were times when I was sitting in the audience hoping that it would not go on too long. Now that I'm mayor, I made the commitment to others that I would go 5, maybe 10 minutes, a relatively short period of time. But if I go longer than that, there's only one thing I can say. Too bad, so sad. During my involvement in DSI, I served with 3 executive directors. They were all good, but I must say that Victoria Ringer raised the organization to new heights. Even though we may not have agreed on everything, especially politics, I always knew that Victoria's heart was in the right place and was passionate about downtown. Victoria, I truly appreciate your tireless efforts in leading, shaping, and improving DSI and downtown. Victoria is great, but she could not do it alone. Ann Fiscura proved to be a successful cohort. Ann helped grow the farmers market and give a new twist to reinventing a signature event with the Bacon Throwdown. Thank you both to Victoria and Ann for your dedication and commitment to make life better in downtown Springfield. We really appreciate all your efforts. To raise the bar set by Victoria and Ann, DSI's Board of Trustees and Board of Directors, under the leadership of Jeff Walday and Karen Kahn, could not have selected a better suited leader than Lisa Clement-Stott. Her optimistic passion and drive is exactly what downtown Springfield needs. I look forward to working with her and all other downtown advocates to do what is best for downtown. Today marks my 8 months and 13 days as mayor of the best city in Illinois. What makes our city great, just like DSI, are those who came before us, blazing a trail, and those that carry on the legacy by learning from the past, building on what works best, and making the necessary changes to be successful. Even with only 8 months and 13 days in office, there have been downtown initiatives that carry on the legacy by learning from the past, building on what works best, and making the necessary changes to be successful. Learning from the past. A very wise man once said, "Don't tell me why we can't do something, tell me how we can do it." When I first heard these words in the early 90s, they rang like a bell, realizing that is how city government should operate. Keeping those wise words in mind, I asked city government to find a way to allow the farmers market mural to be painted. City government figured out a way to untie the bureaucratic red tape so DSI could do what it does best, make downtown beautiful. Projects like the mural and the creative crosswalk on Washington Street were made possible with funding from city's TIF. Through the years, I witnessed numerous city councils questioning TIF projects and administration's desires. Consequently, I established an Economic Development Commission, known as the EDC, which serves as a sounding board to vet and prioritize TIF projects. The EDC was established to also depoliticize the TIF process. Some of the projects reviewed and approved by the Economic Development Commission were the St. George Building, Kidzeum, Salvation Army, and the Y Block Stantec proposal. Springfield will not have another mayor as charismatic as Mayor Davlin. His charisma was matched by his passion for Springfield and especially downtown. As you probably figured out, I'm short on charisma and short in stature, of course, but I have plenty of passion. The city once again is providing in-kind services to DSI street events, which will enable the organization to maximize their financial resources to market and benefit downtown. Thank you. Building on what works best. Through the years, the character of downtown is largely due to the individuals that sought to maintain the integrity of downtown through rehabilitation projects. These urban pioneers know the commitment, drive, and resources it takes to overcome project challenges. The city is learning from their expertise and is in the process of creating an effective adaptive reuse ordinance that will help reduce the red tape and burden for rehabilitation projects. Through the years, DSI and other organizations strive to make life easier for tourists and visitors downtown through wayfinding signage, kiosks, and apps. We are going to build on that progress by implementing a central city Wi-Fi zone. This initiative will enhance the downtown experience through convenience. While one is walking downtown streets or enjoying sidewalk cafes, they will have Wi-Fi at their fingertips. Phase 1 of this project is currently underway and will be completed by this spring, making changes necessary to be successful. Life doesn't always go as planned. To be successful, you must be able to adapt with life's changes. No one knows this better than Bluffstone. As we all know, downtown Springfield is in need of housing. Studies and capacity levels have shown it. When Bluffstone asked for TIF dollars for their housing project, things did not go as planned and the request was denied. For the record, the Bluffstone project was presented before the Economic Development Commission was established. Bluffstone did what many successful businesses do. They rolled with the changes and modified their plans without TIF funds. This shows the resiliency of Bluffstone and the marketing appeal of downtown. Last night, another project did not go as planned with regards to the Y Block, also known as the North Mansion Block. The City Council passed an ordinance to issue an RFP without the proposed consultant support funds and a restrictive time frame. Growing up in a family of 13 and having the best Springfield city government mentor someone could have, I know how to roll with the changes. Once the YWCA demolition is complete, we will have a blank canvas to create a project that will transform the surrounding area, downtown and Springfield. We will work together to develop a project that is successful and brings new life to downtown. In order for development to continue, we must have revenue resources. As affirmed by today's State Journal Register, we have had preliminary discussions with School District 186 officials to extend the maturity of the downtown TIF. Working together with School District 186 and keeping in mind what that wise man once said, don't tell me why we can't do it, tell me how we can do it, we will have the continuation of a downtown TIF. Like Springfield, downtown Springfield's better days are ahead. Springfield has the capital that communities lack. No, I'm not talking about the state capital or the financial capital. I am talking about the human capital. We may not always agree, but our passion and desire to do what is best for Springfield will guide us to new heights. This was exemplified through the preservation of the Hoagland Center, which recently paid off their banknote. The Hoagland Center symbolizes Springfield's ability to come together to preserve our rich history for the enjoyment of our generation and for generations to come. On behalf of the City Council and as mayor, we look forward to making a positive impact for downtown and Springfield. By learning from our past, building on what works best, and making necessary changes to be successful, downtown will grow and prosper, the heart of our city will be revised, and Springfield will flourish. Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to move to the awards ceremony right now. Mayor is going to stay here, and Lisa is going to help him hand out the awards. For those of you who are about to be recognized, when your name or organization is called, please come up, get your award, and then the picture will be taken here just to the right. We're ready to go. Good night so far? When a certain office, formerly known as McGladdery, moved their offices to the PNC Bank building, they wanted to capture as much of the view and the associated natural light as possible. Architect Robert Clancher oversaw the renovation, which includes a beautiful reception area, as well as an informal workspaces with benches for those millennials who do not need a permanent office. A modern, beautiful approach. Thank you for staying downtown RSM, this year's recipients of Outstanding Interior Renovation.
Are you going to take the picture up here or take it down on the floor? You take it off. Yeah. Okay, we can move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's right.
That's awesome. Our next award goes to a 6th Street stalwart who added a new venture to his operations. He not only took his daughter's advice in doing so, but he created the cheeky and eye-catching logo that brings fun and family friendliness to our neighborhood. And for all those frozen yogurt fans out there, you'll be happy to know the seasonal store at 218 South 6th Street will be open again soon on March 1st. The award for outstanding signage goes to Utter Hut, run by Z. Bistro, Abbas Zolder, and designed by his daughter Farah. They started out at the old Capitol Farmers Market. Then in November 2014, this cute couple opened their brick and mortar store at 321 East Monroe to rave reviews. Their small batch, locally roasted beans can also be found in some of our finest local restaurants. Just as vital, the couple brings a passion for downtown revitalization, and plans are underway for them to grow into the space recently vacated by the Sugar Jar next door. Just drive by any given morning and check out the many influential downtown regulars that come to congregate and drink great brew. Congratulations to the best new retail business Custom Cup Coffee. He is right behind you. He's coming. Very soon. You have to move a little quicker, buddy. All right. So you probably need a little more coffee. Did you bring any coffee with you tonight? Well, that's a shame. Our next award goes to a restaurant that focuses on local farm fresh cuisine. The chef went out on his own in 2014 after cooking for American Harvest and Ross Isaac. He says that by keeping his food simple, he can highlight the farmer's product itself, making it the star. He serves delicious small plates made for diners to share and has one of the best bars in the city. Chef is a passionate advocate for all things local, including his downtown neighbors. Congratulations to the recipient of the Best New Business Restaurant, Chef Ryan Lewis for Driftwood. Driftwood. You going back up here? It's all right. It's all right. Congratulations, buddy. You're welcome.
Thank you.
3 years ago, DSI got some advice from a well-known consulting firm on how to build our creative economy. The entrepreneur we're about to recognize knew a good idea when he saw one, and lucky for us, he ran with it. Scott Traylor, a past president of DSI, established Springfield's first co-working space, Coterra, in the 3rd floor of the Carasotas building. As the analysis said, Springfield is uniquely suited to replicate this national trend because of our mix of associations, contract lobbyists, and entrepreneurs. 2 more co-working spaces are set to open in downtown this year, but Scott Traylor and Coterra led the way. For that, we present the award for innovative business concept to Scott Traylor and his co-working space, Coterra. This nonprofit moved to downtown from the west side, a more central location in which to spread out over the city to create a generation of healthy kids through education, empowerment, improved nourishment, and increased physical activity. There are many local programs, including Destination Dinner Table, Grow Your Grub, and Brain Breaks, are fun and interactive ways for families to fight the obesity epidemic. Not to mention they are an integral partner in the local foods education that takes place at Old Capitol Farmers Market. Congratulations to Gen H Kids, founded by Camilla Seraph, Jen Dillman, and this year's recipient of the Community Impact Award. You're welcome.
Congratulations.
The idea started in an SDAT committee that has been delightfully brought to reality by our partners at the Springfield Art Association and former Prairie Art Alliance. We're talking about creative crosswalks, artistic crosswalks that beautify but also help with the serious business of wayfinding on foot. Staffers Corinne McWhorter and Aaron Svensson not only won over the city's traffic engineer to the idea and then painted the first crosswalk at 6th and Washington, but they're almost ready to release a call for artists for the next 5 locations in downtown, which are generously being financed by the city. The award for Outstanding Public-Private Partnership goes to the Creative Crosswalks Artification Partnership. Betsy Dollar, Aaron, and Corin, please come accept your award. A downtown organization's relationship with its city can, to put it mildly, make the work harder or can make it easier. In just 9 months, the Langfelder administration has collaborated with DSI on multiple issues of importance, including panhandling legislation and homelessness, holiday decorations, tax increment financing programming, closures, permitting, festivals, and more. Most importantly, the mayor has publicly stated that rebuilding the downtown core is his first priority. Thank you for your outstanding partnership, Mr. Mayor, Director Mahoney, Chief Winslow, Director Davis, and all city employees. We are pleased to present the award for Outstanding DSI Partner to our friends and colleagues at the City of Springfield. Are they all coming up? Are they all coming up? Oh, okay, gotcha. It's expensive to renovate and maintain historic older properties. Now, don't get me even started on the energy costs. Great business owners always keep an eye out for how to achieve savings through new technologies. Last fall, around the time that it started getting darker at night, Isringhausen Imports switched from mercury vapor lighting to LED lighting in its BMW exterior lot. Upgrading the lighting is reducing energy consumption by 36% and cuts Isringhausen's CWLP lighting bill in half. Just as important to the 30-year-old downtown company, the lights provide a more accurate representation of each vehicle's true color and eliminated maintenance for at least 10 years. For green leadership, we recognize Jeff Isringhausen of Isringhausen Imports. Tonight, Jeff actually, this is a surprise for everybody, Jeff's actually made it possible to give away a BMW 500 Series tonight. A BMW 500 Series wheel cleaner rag, actually. So, if you want that rag, see Jeff after and he can hook you up with that if you actually won. Isn't that exciting? Give it up for Jeff Isringhausen. We've come to the final 4 awards of the evening. Commitment. That's what it takes to do a large-scale development in downtown Springfield. Many people have been gun-shy, but not our next award winners. Rick and Kim Lawrence have doggedly pursued the renovation of 3 buildings at 5th and Monroe, the Ferguson, Kennedy Bates, and Booth buildings. No matter what roadblocks the couple has hit, whether it is waiting for federal historic district expansion, code requirements met for new construction, they are a class act as they go about the business of rejuvenating a half of a block. Their hard work should pay off later this year with the opening of their first set of loft apartments in the Booth building. For their dedication and vision, we recognize Rick and Kim Lawrence of Siciliano with our Outstanding Developer Award. Rick and Kim could not be here tonight. Jim Skeeters is accepting the award for them. So give it up for Jim for being here tonight in their place award. It's exciting to know that people have friends that are willing to spend an evening like this accepting an award while they're home watching television. That's awesome. Where some of you wish you were right now. 5 years ago, we created an award that recognized the recipient's support and advocacy of all things downtown. This year's award goes to a well-known matriarch and 2 of her sons. She has forever been a staunch support of downtown history and the venues that allow the public to experience our state's culture, including commitments of time and treasures to the Illinois State Museum and the Dana Thomas House, among others. The older son has led numerous downtown rehab projects, including the Motor Inn, where first-floor commercial and office space has been on a waiting list since it reopened in 2013, and the Staley building next to Recycled Records. And the younger son has generously opened up the family home for fundraisers critical to DSI's future over the last several years. As a trustee, he helped guide the organization through recent choppy waters with his good nature and optimism, as well as his Rolodex. We're talking R. Lou Barker, John Barker, and Bob Barker, of course. Congratulations to the Barker family, our 2015 Downtown Advocate Award recipients. Yeah, the Barkers couldn't be here either. Actually, they were here. Mayor Langfelder went so long they left. Thanks a lot. Our next award is for the highly coveted Volunteer of the Year award. Perhaps you've heard the story of 4 people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was a job to be done and everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody and somebody, even everybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got mad at everybody because it was everybody's job, but everybody thought that anybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. Everybody should have done it, anybody could have done it, somebody was going to do it, but nobody wound up doing it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. That's why volunteers are so incredibly important. This guy has had quite the year. He's almost the Walt Disney of 2015, because Walt had 59 Oscar nominations and 22 wins. Within the last 12 months, this young architect has won the Young Architect Award from the Illinois chapter of American Institute of Architects. He was elected to lead a 3-region association chapter. He was elected by fellow volunteers at DSI to become the Image and Design Council Chair. Why is Alex Block of Crawford, Murphy, and Tilly so popular, you may ask? Well, for the past 5 years, Alex has produced DSI's Upper Story Tour, fine-tuning the experience each year for both the property owners and the attendees. He is a co-founder of Pachakachaw, held at the Hoagland Center, which I happen to know something a little bit about. He served on both the SDAT Planning Committee and the DSI Events Promotions Committee in his first year. Basically, this guy kicks butt, but always with a grin. Give it up for DSI's 2015 Volunteer of the Year, Alex Block. Alex, hold on a second. Hold on. I totally misread this. You were actually the runner-up. My fault, man. I am so sorry. No, come on. You got it. It's you, Alex. It's you. Awesome. Our final award of the evening is for the Lifetime Achievement Award. Tonight, we are thrilled to recognize a longtime DSI trustee whose name is practically synonymous with Lincoln around these parts. This first citizen's vision was ultimately realized as downtown's most popular tourist and historical attraction. We thank Julie Cellini and her amazing vision, persistence, and support of the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum. For her foresight that the Presidential Library would change downtown for the better, for her ability to build a coalition and resist the temptation to think small when it came to the project as a whole, and for her and Bill's support of the artification mural projects and our holiday walks, it is our distinct honor and privilege to give the Lifetime Achievement Award to Julie Cellini. All right, give it up one more time for all of our award winners tonight. What a night. We thank you very much for being here. These people do an awesome job. The committee does an awesome job putting this together. It's easy to walk into an event like this and just think it just happens. Trust me, it doesn't, because a couple of weeks are going to go by and they're already starting on next week. So they do a phenomenal job. How about one more time for the DSI Dinner Committee? Thank you, team, for doing a great job. Again, we appreciate you being here. We know you probably have a lot of stuff to do. It is cold outside. It's slick outside. Be careful going home. Have a great 2016, and we'll see you next year. Good night.